Salam sejahtera and good afternoon to everyone. Today me and my group members are going to present about export and import practices, which is export and import procedure and process.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurfrin Syuhada binti Mazakwan. My metric number is 1026.
Hi everyone, my name is afifa binti Farihin and my matrix number is 1053.
Hi, my name is Sri Swatini Ana Perempuan Ramesh. My number metric card is 11 DPI 23F1035.
Hi, my name is Tharan.
So, the issue that we chose is issue 3. The issue is about rubber export and trade controls throughout the 20th century. Malaysia has historically been one of the largest producers of natural rubber. Export controls were imposed to stabilize global prices and protect the domestic industry, especially during fluctuations in international demand and competition from synthetic rubber. Let me tell you the background of the issue. When South America was introduced the rubber tree, the name is Hevea brasiliensis, at late 19th century Malaysia's role as a leading natural rubber producer dates back at the time. Due to its favorable climate, large scale of plantations, Malaysia had become the world's largest exporter of natural rubber. For the background issue, we picked 3 issues for this presentation. The first one is synthetic rubber competition. Due to development of synthetic rubber during the World War II, its future growth in post-war period become a significant threat to the natural rubber prices. Since alternative of natural rubber became more popular and well-liked because it's more durable and lower cost than the natural rubber, which impact the demand for the natural rubber. The second issue is economic dependence. When Malaysia's economy started to rely heavily on rubber, export it makes vulnerable to international market fluctuations. So, protect the domestic producers and to ensure stable income for farmers, the export controls were employed. The third issue is export control mechanisms. Measures such as export quotas and price stabilization schemes are implemented by the Malaysian government to restrict rubber supply in the international market. These controls are aimed so that it could maintain favorable prices and ensure the sustainability of the domestic industry.
Hi, my name is Tharan. I'm here to explain about problem of issue. The first one is less export opportunities. Because of the issues in the rubber business, government made a strict export quotas that restricted the producer's ability to take advantage of truly high demand, resulting in lost revenue and potential market share to viral producing countries not concentrated by similar controls or quotas. So here is the explanation. The rubber industry facing various challenges has been impacted by government imposed strict export quotas. These quotas are designed to control the amount of rubber producers can export, limiting their ability to fully capitalize on periods of high demand in international markets. When global demand for rubber increases, producers in countries with strict export controls are unable to supply as much as they could, resulting in significant missed revenue opportunities. In addition to lost revenue, these limitations can cause producers to lose potential market share. Rival countries without similar export quotas are able to supply more rubber to meet the growing demand, allowing them to expand their market presence. Over time, these rivals can secure long-term contracts and strengthen their relationship with key buyers, further marginalizing producers with countries with export restrictions. In In the long term, these constraints could undermine the competitiveness of the rubber industry in countries which such policies slowing their economic growth and reducing their ability to innovate or invest in future production capacity. So the next one is effect on farmers. When quotas favors largest producers, it affects the small scale farmers with fluctuating payments and inconsistent demand, lead to economic instability for farming communities that rely on rubber business. For elaboration, when export quotas are structured in a way that favors large producers, small-scale farmers in the rubber industry are disproportionately affected. These smaller farmers often rely on intermediaries of larger producers to sell their rubber, but under quota systems, larger players may given priority to access to export markets. This creates an uneven playing field where small-scale farmers struggle to sell their products consistently, leading to fluctuating payments and unpredictable demand for their rubber. As a result, small farmers are left with economic uncertainty, with payments varying significantly due to inconsistent demand from exporters. These farmers are unable to plan for their financial future or invest in their livelihoods. Their income becomes irregular, which puts them at risk of falling into debt or being unable to cover costs such as healthcare, education, or reinvestment in their farms. So we are moving to the next slide. Environmental effect. When too much focused on rubber production due to control export levels, this can lead to unsustainable farming practices. This problem could become a major issue for deforestation and loss of biodiversity as they clear land for plantations. When rubber production becomes a central focus due to export controls or pressure to meet specific export levels, it can unsustainable farming practices. Farmers can producers, especially in regions where rubber is a major economic driver, where prioritize expanding rubber plantations at expense of the environment. These need to increase production while facing restrictions on how much can be exported. Creates a situation where producers may seek to maximize yields from limited area to expand their farming operations into previously untouched lands. More than that, one of the primary environmental concerns is deforestation. To create more space for rubber plantation, forests are often cleared, leading to the distribution of valuable ecosystems. This lost forest cover contributes directly to deforestation, which has far-reaching consequences. So the next one is about global trade issue. Export controls can create pressure with importing nations, specifically when they feel irregular control in international trade dynamics. Export controls such as strict quotas on rubber or other commodities can significantly strain relationship with importing nations. When these importing countries rely heavily on a steady supply of rubber for industries like automotive, manufacturing, or healthcare, any disruption caused by export restrictions can create uncertainty and instability in global trade dynamics. One key issue is the unpredictable that export controls introduce into international trade. Importing nations typically plan their industrial activities and economic growth based on stable supply chain. However, when a producer country imposes quotas or restrictions on how much rubber can be exported. This disrupts the expected flow of goods. If these quotas are adjusted frequently, it makes it difficult for importing nations to plan ahead, increasing the cost of business and the risk of supply. For the importing nations, these irregularities can be as barriers that distort fair market practices.
As for these rubber issues, which is rubber export and trade controls, there are certain current procedures that we need to follow. Number one is licensing and permits, which is exporters often need to obtain specific licenses or permits from their government or relevant authorities. So when we export a product or a thing for another country, we need to follow their licensing and their rules from that country that the government claim. If the exporter is failed to give the specific license or a permit from the import country that we are going to export, then we fail or may got an issue to process this current procedure. Number two is quality standard. Rubber product must meet certain quality standard, which may involve inspection and certification. As we all know, when our product is going to reach the custom place, there will be a specification or a inspection of the certificate might be needed, because rubber product can be a false, which means not natural rubber, or it can be natural rubber. So there might be an inspection of certification of the quality of the rubber. As for the third, documentation. Exporters must prepare documentation including commercial invoice, packaging list, export declaration and certificate of origin. As for the fourth, custom clearance. Working with custom authorities to ensure all paper is in order for exporting rubber, including payment of applicable duties or taxes. As I explained just now, if we are going to export a product from our country to another country, there might be a customs involved. So we need to recheck and check, or we can work with custom authorities to ensure all our certificate or documentations all is correct for export our product to another country. And compliance with regulations, adhering to both domestic and international trade regulation, including any restrictions on rubber import in the destination country. The sixth procedure is trade associations. Exporters advised to work with trade associations or export promotion agencies for guidance and support. As for the seventh procedure and last procedure is transport and logistics, arranging for transportation, choosing appropriate shipping methods and managing logistics to deliver the product. So as we can see, when we are going to import a rubber or export a rubber from our country to another country, we need to arrange a correct transport mode to export the rubber, because rubber is a natural ingredient which can ruin because of low quality or not appropriate transportation modes. So when we are going to export the rubber product, we need to choose appropriate transportation methods, or we can associate with correct contract or transport agencies that they can recommend to our product. Might be a good and appropriate transportation.
So the next is about the pro. First, we have price balancing. By doing export control, it helps stabilize global rubber prices, also protecting domestic or local producer from extreme market inconsistent and ensuring consistent income. So the second one, we have strategic resources management. The advantages of strategic resources management, it allows government to manage the domestic and local rubber supply effectively. This advantage allows government to address both local needs and international demand efficiently. Here's the cons or disadvantage. First, we have decreased global competitiveness. First point, Malaysia can decrease the competitiveness of local in global market by export control. The second point is which allow other producing country to take advantage on opportunities. This can affect our local producer income because other producing country can take advantage of it. So the second one, we have synthetic rubber trade. Since the synthetic rubber become cheaper and globally used, Malaysia natural rubber industry could face rejection from other countries. This may affect our local rubber supply and they will face a huge loss and there will be a waste.
As we reach for the last part of the presentation, which is solution. As we all know, when there are an issue or a problem, there must be a solution for it. As for this rubber export and trade control issue, the solution is government could slowly ease export control, allow market forces to play a greater role while monitoring impacts on the domestic industry to maintain stability. As for second, also do institution to conduct market research, providing producers with information on global trends, which means the institute or the government could conduct a market research as analysis, data collection to provide the rubber producers, which mainly farmers, to what is the global trends on the rubber, to aware them to make informed production and export decisions. So they can, by doing this analysis, they can make a good appropriate export decision, which can lead to better understanding and outcomes from Malaysia rubber industries. Moreover, implementing sustainable development could create strengthen Malaysia rubber industries, which is they can implement a sustainable development to strengthen the Malaysia rubber industry by regulations requiring sustainable farming and trade practices to enhance Malaysia's reputation as a producer of ethical natural rubber. As for the conclusion, Malaysia plays a significant role in the global rubber market as one of the leading producers and exporters of rubbers. Also, the country's export and trade controls procedure are designed to balance the promotion of its robbers of rubber industries with regulatory compliance, so that local producers, farmers, the government can protect the local producers and farmers. These processes include obtaining necessary license, as I was saying, adhering to quality standard, and ensuring proper documentation for exports. And Malaysia trade control measures, which is aimed to protect the local interests and maintain the industry's sustainability by effectively managing these aspects, as we see the advantage, disadvantage, and the procedures. These aspects, Malaysia continue to plays an important player in the international rubber trade while fostering growth and resilience with the domestic rubber sector, which makes Malaysia rubber industry to become play a significant role on global rubber market. That's all from me and my team members. Thank you for your patience, madam, and sorry in advance if there are any faults or wrong words pronunciation from hers.